Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone this evening to the August 10th Planning Commission meeting. I will call it to order. And if I could get everyone to rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Tonight's agenda is a short one, consists of the consent agenda, the final plat for Coronado Center, other business, and an adjournment. So with that, I would entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
I have a motion from Commissioner Wallace and a second from Commissioner Sanders. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. Second item on the agenda is the final plat for Coronado Center, and Mr. Jury is going to present that for us this evening.
Thank you, Commissioners. Tonight we're looking at the Coronado Center for the final plat for them. The Planning Commission has already looked at the preliminary plat and a site plan design review. Both were approved with conditions in July, on the 13th of July specifically. This is on the 400 block of Northeast Coronado, right next to Walmart. It's on the southeast corner of Northeast Coronado Drive and Northeast Sunnyside School Road, and it's approximately 2.27 acres. Just going over a couple things that carried over, I guess, from the preliminary plat. Some of the things that weren't met, but with the conditions and the applicant, we believe they will be met by City Council. An ingress-egress easement to Northeast Coronado Drive via Adams Dairy Place will be provided pending final plat approval. Walmart is holding that until the final plat is approved by City Council, but at that time the applicant will put the book and number or book page and number on the plat, and that's one of the conditions. Setbacks were met, accesses besides the easement were met. Driveway improvements will be required to be completed or financial guaranteed prior to the final plat, and the applicant is working on the financial guarantees as we speak. Well, maybe not right now, but as they will be working on them before City Council. Sidewalk improvements on Sunnyside School Road and Coronado Drive need to be financial guaranteed as well. There's a fire hydrant on the southeast corner of the property that needs to be moved in coordination with the Central Jackson County Fire Protection District and Public Works. Also, in terms of stormwater detention, they must, prior to the issuance of a building permit, the applicant must submit a finalized stormwater management plan and execute a development and maintenance agreement outlining construction and maintenance responsibilities for on-site stormwater management systems and stormwater quality best management practices. So that's another one of the conditions that we're putting on this. All in all, we have 9 conditions for this preliminary plat, and the first 4 are typical conditions, I guess, but then 5 speaks to that fire hydrant. 6 speaks to the financial guarantees for the public improvements, which include sanitary sewer extension, the driveways, then the sidewalks on Coronado Drive and Sunnyside School Road. The number 7 condition talks about the egress easement that will be provided by Walmart after final platting. And then 8 and 9, or 8 talks about building permits and a requirement of the stormwater management purposes for that. And the number 9, there is a second phase. They don't know when that will happen, but the second phase of this development is another building. So at that point in the future, we are asking if necessary, if the city deems it necessary, that they will provide a traffic study, and any improvements alongside that will be required. So with that, if there's any questions.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Mr. Jury, is on the stormwater retention, condition number 8. I wondered, during that process, is there an allowance for a fence around the retention pond, or how is that handled, or are you aware?
I will put that to Ben, our city engineer.
Since it's next to a multifamily zone.
I guess I would respond by saying the slopes would be gentle enough that a fence wouldn't be required.
Okay.
It's also, I guess, going to be an amenity for the development, something that looks good for people that are looking at the development.
Okay, because I know there's an elevation change. It looks to be an elevation change of like 6 feet. And if there's a berm in front of that, then even be greater. But, with that being next to multifamily, I'm kind of concerned that for
alongside that, I guess on the preliminary plat, they called out a fence going along the south side of the property.
Okay, I did not see that.
Yeah, in between the apartments to the south and then the parking lot that they're proposing. So there will be a fence, not necessarily around the detention pond specifically, but just on the property or the south side of the property.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, Commissioner Wallace.
I wasn't here on the preliminary, when you approved the preliminary, and so it really doesn't have anything to do with the final plot approval or anything, but what's going in there? Do you know? Can you tell?
As far as we know, Reese and Nichols, it will be one tenant, but then there's another tenant space available, which at this time I don't believe they know who it is going to be for.
Just wondering.
Any other questions for Mr. Jury? Okay, thank you. Would the applicant like to make a presentation, comment? Answer.
I don't need to.
Does the commissioners have any questions for the applicant? Could you state your name for the record, though?
Sure. From here, or just state it?
Up there so he can get it on. Yeah. Name and address, please.
Mary Claire Amer with Wallace Engineering, 1741 McGee, Kansas City, Missouri.
And no questions before she sits down. Okay, thank you. I would entertain a motion for an approval or... Yes, Commissioner Billups.
I haven't spoken yet tonight. So
you haven't.
Mr. Chairman, I would move for approval of final plat PF 07-15-4889 with the 9 staff recommendations.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Was that Mr. Wallace down there?
Joe.
Commissioner Wallace. Any other discussion on the motion? Seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And that brings us to other business. Does anybody have any other business for the commission? Yes, Mr. Billups.
Now that I've started.
Keep it going.
Whoa.
I'll put on my other hats here for just a few minutes, if I may. If anyone doesn't have anything pressing to do this evening, there is a fundraising event for Downtown Alive going on at Pizza Shop this evening. All proceeds from, or a portion of the proceeds from tonight's sales will go to pay for the art project that we have commissioned using the downtown materials that were removed from the bank and the water tower. So good cause. If anybody needs a place to eat this evening, please go over and help us out.
Okay.
And again, on a related or non-related food topic, the Historical Society is having their a first annual Taste of Blue Springs event, which should be a very, very nice event at the high school on September 12th. They have over 30 restaurants already committed to be there. Runs from 4 to 8 at the high school commons, and it's $10 in advance, $12 at the door. Children 6 and under are free.
Where can you purchase advance tickets?
I will have some as of Wednesday night. I don't have any in my possession right now, but
Okay.
I know that there is a Facebook page called Taste of Blue Springs, website, PayPal, all of that they can be done, and get them that way.
Sounds perfect. Thank you. Any other business?
Just to let you know that the August 24th meeting agenda looks as though there will be a few more items than there were tonight. We're looking at the PUD conceptual plan for White Oak Plaza, which is kind of interesting. We're also tentatively looking at a PUD final plan, and I believe is it in their final plat for Adams Point Village. And then is the final plat going forward for the Good Run? Yeah. Yes, that will be on the 24th agenda as well. So thought I'd let you know.
Okay. Which would kind of segue into our next meeting is Monday, August 24th.
Right.
So. And then also, I have, on a sad note, Councilwoman Culpepper's husband, Speck, passed over the weekend. So please keep her and her family in your thoughts and prayers. And the visitation for Speck is tomorrow at 1:30 at the First United Methodist Church at 301 Northwest Woods Chapel Road. So again, please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Any other business to be brought forth this evening? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Banks. I have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Billups. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Meeting adjourned.